In Brazil now, of course, October, the presidential election. As Paulo mentioned, President Dilma Rousseff has halted all campaigning activities for now. What's going to happen next? To discuss the situation further, I'm joined by Peter Hakim. He is President Emeritus of the Inter-American Dialogue. Boy, Paulo gave us a lot to chew on there.
He certainly did.
3 days of mourning. You've got a candidate, though. I mean, you only have 9 days to do this, so they may have sad faces outwardly, but there's got to be a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Peel back the curtain. What do you suspect's happening, given the fact that you've got Silva as a possibility, but some people probably are against her?
Well, I think that the likely choice is Silva, just because the PSB, first presidential election, is going to want to make a reasonable result for the party. Some people would disagree. Some people are saying no, they really want to choose someone who's really of the party. Marina Silva joined later because she couldn't run under her own party designation. She was unable to certify the party in time. So she joined Eduardo Campos's party. But she's not of the party. That's not her party. And there's some indication that some people would like them to run somebody who is really a member of the club. But the chances are it will be Marina Silva. And she's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Dilma to win re-election.
Well, you say a little bit more difficult. Political scientists said that this is a bad day for Brazil. It's a really bad day for Dilma. It does change the equation, doesn't it?
Changes it slightly. What it does more than anything, it virtually assures, given that Marina Silva was actually the vice presidential candidate, but was more popular than the presidential candidate. And she's presidential candidate Eduardo Campos, who died, was likely to get 8 to 10% of the vote. She's likely to get about 18 to 20% of the vote, which almost surely will push the election into a second round. It will deny the 50% that Dilma needs to win in the first round. And in a second round, you open up a whole new ball game, so to speak. And whether Marina Silva comes in second or Aécio Neves is the candidate in the second round, he's the third man in the race, going into that second round already creates some greater difficulty for Dilma. It's hard to know the outcome. The best guess now from my standpoint is that things aren't going to change a whole lot. Dilma is going to get into the second round. She'll probably be in the second round with Aécio Neves, not Marina Silva, and she'll probably come out the winner. But the road is a little more difficult now.
Is there a sympathy factor? I mean, does it hurt the psyche at all of the voters? I mean, how does it impact it that way, you think?
I don't think there's a whole lot of sympathy vote. I mean, people know Marina Silva. She ran last time. She did very well for an outside candidate. She still has the appearance of a protest candidate, but of course, that's precisely what Brazil may want now, with a very sour mood in the country, with the economy rather shaky at this point, with Dilma unpopular. So it's going to be a close race, but incumbents infrequently, rarely lose in Latin America.
Campos is the grandson of a pretty well-known politician in Brazil, and I was just reading today, it was a sad coincidence, he dies on the same day his grandfather passed away back in 2005. For our viewers who weren't familiar with him, I mean, we hear that he was a promising politician. That's how Dilma Rousseff described him. I mean, how would you describe him?
Well, it was a young politician for someone running for president in Brazil. Generally, they're more gray beards in Brazil. And he comes from a small state in the Northeast, the poorest part of Brazil. And he clearly is a man of extraordinary confidence in himself. I mean, he's conservative socially, but very sort of populist on some issues, and orthodox in a rather sort of, what some would say, a pragmatic path. Others call it opportunistic. But he certainly was somebody who would communicate. He did an excellent job as governor. He has begun to make some foreign visits. I met him on a visit to Washington, who had a future. I don't think he was very confident he could win this time around.
But as you pointed out, a young guy, and it's a tragic loss.
Right.
So.
And he comes from a really very prominent political family, one of the most prominent in Brazil. So that doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Peter, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank
Certainly
you.
appreciate it.